Today we are looking at transformations of shapes. Please copy down the standard benchmark indicator on a clean page in your math notebook. The student will recognize images of figures resulting from geometric transformations such as translation, also known as a slide, reflection, also known as a flip, or rotation, also known as a turn. Exploring congruence and motions. There are three ways to move an object. The before shape must be congruent to the shape after the transformation. So the first one is called a translation, also known as a slide, and all they've done is they've taken the shape from the left and slid it over to the right. And you can see that the two shapes are still congruent. For a reflection, also known as a flip, you can reflect it over a vertical line, as they've done here, or over a horizontal line. However, when they reflected the shape, they did not keep it congruent, and you can see because the dotted outline does not match the bold outline. Then for a rotation, they turned it, and in this case it is still congruent because it kept the shape exactly the same. For numbers 1 and 2, we need to decide if after the transformation, if the two shapes are still congruent. So number 1, they flipped over a vertical line, so I'm going to go ahead and draw that in as a dashed line for you. And they flipped it across that line, and they kept the shape congruent. For number 2, they took the shape and they slid it or translated it to the right, but they did not keep the shape congruent as they did so. For number 3, it asks which of these figures is congruent to our rectangle. Well, if we look at each of the shapes, C is too big, B is too skinny, so A is correct. It's just been turned on its side. For 4, it asks us which of the figures is not congruent. Well, we can see that A has been reflected or flipped over a horizontal line, but it's still congruent. If we look at B, we can see one side has been made completely 90-degree angles on both angles, so it's not congruent. And if we check C, it's just been turned on its point, so the correct answer is B. Please make sure you have all of this copied down and glue this page in your math notebook.